I once again forgot to go live on YouTube. Typical old me. Basically, the best whips in the game are the Hoslow whip for every build that isn't running 80 strength and 80 dex. You got the Arumi, which actually does do more damage at 80 strength and 80 dex by 1. Wow. The Hoslow and the Arumi have the same length, the same, yeah, same length. The Bloody Thorned whip, the Thorned whip, it looks bloody, it is not bloody, can be infused with poison to work with the Rotten Vicinity buff, giving you that extra 20%, but just do be aware that it is longer. Oh, well, you thought it was going to be negative, didn't you? And it's lighter. So it's lighter, longer, only does about 9 less AR at 80 stats, and that's fantastic. Then you can also apply poison, and it has the bleed built into it. The Hoslow does also start with bleed built into its kit, so you could also just do it with Hoslows if it does have better AR. Thorned Whip scales with a C in dex, and then like an E in strength off the rip, you know. The Hoslow is a quality weapon though, so if you're running both strength and dex, Hoslow will outperform. And then the Arumi is super dex focused. If you're only running dex, the Arumi will probably perform at lower levels better. Okay, guys? I've just buffed up. We're going to smack Morgat, but do be aware that whips in general are just the worst AR damage melee weapons in the game. Basically, from the hit registration, like the hit rate, to the fact that they have the worst recoveries, like right there, hopefully you can see. They do have a little bit of a problem. I'll show you the talismans in a second. We are focusing on the pure bleed aspect of it. Let's try to get one more LB in recovering time. Oh, you can actually see, sorry. It's so, I'm shocked myself. I don't use whips too often. You actually can like see the animation snap. You can see it, and it's so weird, like with the character model. Yeah, kind of crazy. Do you think we kill him? Oh, I'm dead. Oh no, that's really unfortunate. He did his 2 biggest moves off the rip. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I don't think I've rested at a grace since Lunaria. Did I light a single grace? I have a really bad habit of doing that. I just run through the whole game because I don't expect to die. Okay, oh good, I did. Look, my last grace. Oh no, I have been lighting them. Oh, I started lighting them here. My last one was all the way here, and yeah, okay, I lie. We did some side content off stream. Admittedly, today was a slightly different experience anyway, with my usual stream setup, because I've started doing like the next stream setup prep on like the end of the stream, so I've been efficient basically, and it paid off. It totally paid off. Let's go back in, but we did also like pre-pep there with Seppuku. Let's pop the Flask of Wonder. I should probably use Seppuku again, honestly. The buff does not last that long, but I do not really care. He should bleed, hopefully, somewhat fast. We are warping forwards. Here's the talismans. Here's the stats. And yeah, I should probably re-spook it. It's gonna take that long. It's gonna take that long. And the whips are so difficult in Elden Ring, guys, to buff for. If you are gonna be using offensive skills, the description shows what I am and am not focusing on. Really, bro. Oh, I know his moveset, and I'm really trying to just show you the big like damage number of the rip, but it's so difficult, bro. Like, look at it. The whips are... Oh, goodness. Be aware, we are 80 arcane, 80 strength, 80 dex, and we're still only doing, well, like, the best stuff you can really get for a whip due to their damage type, due to their swing speed. Like, it's really hard to go with millicents and stuff like that. Dude, you really going for the biggest swing again, bro, stop. Oh, my God. This guy is, of course, he does this when I forget to go live on YouTube, and this is going to be like the first like minute. Range, oh, I was going to say, actually not even paying off with the whip right there. I've gone through about 40 minutes of ranting about this thing. But not like ranting because it's really egregious. Just because it's sadly so unfortunate. If you are, guys, just tuning in, The whips weigh the same as thrusting swords, stuff like spears, straight swords, daggers. The thorned whip is the same weight as a dagger. This is free. This is free, and this is even heavier than this bad boy, the Anspur Rapier. What do you think does more? Place your bets in the comments. What does more, the Anspur Rapier or the whip? The whip weighs more. It weighs more. It also has a higher stat requirement. Which one would you think does more? Place your bets. Place your bets. Oh, what was that? They do the exact same damage, literally, at this higher stats. Wow, that's really interesting. So why does the whip swing at like 1/3 the speed? Oh, the range, you say? Oh, interesting, because the range wasn't really paying off. And then what does that also mean? Less swings, less status build up, less damage, less everything. Less hits are the worst thing in this game, and the crutch of a lot of the worst weapons like flails, hammers, and whips themselves. If there's a low hit rate, it's not the best weapon. And unfortunately, that's how it is. If you look at the best weapons, even if you look at like the pizza cutter in this game, why is it the best? High hit rate. It just hits really fucking fast. Doesn't do much damage, but the high hit rate alone is enough to carry the weapon. Hit rate is meta. Speed is meta. Recovery frames are meta. The whips have the worst recovery frames going for the weight class. It's so slow. It is so slow. It's the slowest. It's like I'm using a great sword to ultra great sword, but this thing is the weight of a dagger. It's absolutely insane. How are you doing, Carl? Nice to see you. And then to top it all off, their AR is so bad. Like, it is so unfortunate. If you have a look here at my stats, these are my stats. The AR is capping at 600. Let's just compare this to a dagger. The dagger's AR is capping out at... apparently, this one's not upgraded. 480 for, like, one of the worst ones in the game. That is, like, 100 and... just 200 damage less, I think? 200, yeah, 200 damage less, but you're losing a lot of benefits. They can't have seppuku. The sickle can. That's a flat 30% just right there. It can't use some of the best and honestly half of the most meta skills, Asher Wars, in the game, because most weapons are thrusting or slashing, and even though this bad boy is considered as slashing and not a strike spear, these two are strike. That is important when you're building your build, if that does matter to you. And by the way, the Arumi also has a thrust, spear talisman, OP. You cannot benefit from wild strikes. You can't use seppuku. You can't use half of the wind projectiles skills. You can't. It's so sad. It's so sad. Like, the best thing you could probably put on it, which you can't use bleed at all, is probably honed bolt or something. Like, it's hard. Horolu's Earthshaker. You know, it's rough. Darwin says whips are good when they're in the hands of the NPCs. Yes, this is genuinely, though, the benefit, and you're pointing it out, Darwin. The benefit to a whip, the whip setup, if you're in like a gank squad, or you are looking to deal with like Deacons of the Deep in Dark Souls 3, but they put it in the Elden Ring DLC, or Rom the Vacuum Spider in Bloodborne, but they actually put a fight like that in this game. It will be for clearing ads and roll catching. That is what the whips are so good for, and basically getting a hit while taking a hit is like so much of a more high guarantee with the whips compared to most other weapons, just due to the length and the lingering hitboxes that do kind of exist. Just like, it's not lingering, but you know, it's kind of baked into the whip's dual kit. It's like there's a nice lingering zone of death in front of you. That's where the whips truly thrive. They're very good at this. This stream, by the way, for like YouTube and stuff is going to be really short because we're really like nearly to the end of the game, but I did want to go live. I've set it all up on there and I just forgot to press the button again. I hate myself. I will stop doing this. I promise it will be okay. But yeah, it's definitely a thing. All of these issues are just an unfortunate thing that hold it back. Are they more than usable though? Yes. Is this build going to be so awful against Radagon? Actually, yes. Is it going to be awful against Elden Beast? Yes. Is it going to be okay against Godskin Duo? No, probably not that good. In fact, I'm probably going to die because of the recovery frames. Fire Giant is going to be really iffy DPS. Yes, you can get 8,000 damage out of this thing. How are you going to do that? Honestly, oh, hiccup. You're probably better off, and honestly, from here on out, I'm probably better off. Help me, I'm in his crotch. I'm probably better off running the Scarlet Rot from here, or in this case, Poison, Rot in Vicinity, whatever, and getting a 20% damage boost for like 10, 15, 20 seconds, however long it is, with that talisman. It's probably the best thing we can do. You could run max bleed, of course, and that's where most of the damage is coming from when it comes to whips. It really is a bleed, 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 bleed. Who would have guessed? Best status going. But then the hit rate with the whips is so bad, it's still just outclassed. It's like, if you are playing PvP, what do you typically use to roll catch someone at 1 HP when they're going to chug? You're going to use fan daggers. You're going to use Garang's pebble throw thing. You're going to go with the roll or catching potential and what's the word I'm looking for? The roll catching benefits, I guess, from like heavy thrusting spears, stuff like that, you know, roll catching stuff. Having the whip be also the one hand run heavy being so kind of poop, you have to run 2 of them. You basically have to run 2 of them to really get that benefit for at least the running roll attack benefits, you know. It's so awkward. The roll LB is so slow. The roll RB is so short for the whip, which is like its main thing. Like, this is genuinely like no longer than any other like roll attack for the most part. It is longer, but it's not enough to make me go, oh yeah, gotta run the whips or it's roll light. Like, I've never heard that. You're better off running like everything else. I'm trying to think of something that you shouldn't run, honestly. What would be worse? A dagger's roll light, I guess. Pretty rough. But then you're quickly getting into the regular swing combo. So, yeah, there's that. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I do like whips a lot. And I actually, you know, when the Elden Ring DLC comes out, I'll probably do a normal playthrough on this build, actually. Not like, I'm not going to run a meta build. I'm going to run, like, absolute trash talismans. But we'll probably go through on this build, new game +7, this count. As we're already, like, level 400 and something. And it's my main account with, like, 500-ish hours on it now. But then after, you know what, maybe we'll double in whips. I really want to see the DLC add, like, 4 whips. I know it sounds like a lot, but the base game only had 4. It had the whip, magma, it had Hoslo, Arumi, thorns. I don't know if I repeated myself. Send help. I have a goldfish's memory. But yeah, there's, what, 5 whips, and they're all kind of poo-poo. Did I mention regular whips? See, oh god, my brain. But the whip isn't even the discussion, so honestly, it might as well not even be there, sadly. It's just there to be like, oh, I'm going to use a whip in the early game. That's why it's there. It's a rough time. I'm going to drink me some tea, and you should say something interesting and insightful as I do. Don't be shy. You know, there's this filled, you and I, we could say so many cool things. Oh, my Facebook streams were doing really good until the last one, and now they're back to being really bad again. It's really weird how it's like a switch flip when it comes to Facebook live streams. It's really interesting. Like, I kind of am half expecting this live stream to get like 80 views, where like 3 streams ago we'll get like 500. You know, that's kind of like how I'm expecting it. It's why we are multi-streaming. The exact reason. I'm like, I would like some more like consistency, just so like across the board statistics at this point. I'm like, you know, I like it. I like this platform, but it's just focusing on it just seems a bit like pointless. Seems a bit rough. Seems a bit dubious. Ah, the whip missed. As you can see right there, that was why the range is so good on the whip and why you should definitely use it. Oh gosh. I would even appreciate like maybe a new whip in the DLC that like if you continue to hold the light button, maybe kind of like Bayonetta's bullet mechanic, that you did something. You know, if you guys have played Bayonetta, when you punch, if you continue to hold the button, you'll just shoot your gun. You'll just shoot your gun. Until you let go, then you tap again and do the next punch in the combo for as long as you really want. Especially when it comes to Smash. Like charging those shots up and stuff. But if you could do that with a whip, that would be some really interesting utility. Oh, you tap RB, oh, they whiff. It whiffed. It was just short range. Keep holding it then, and then you'll charge up like a projectile, and you'll fling it. Or something, you'll whip it out like a slingshot or something, you know, like a pretty cool projectile or something to increase the range even further. Oh, someone's running away and you go attempt to roll catch and you miss and you have no more stamina, or like you have like this much, you can't really pursue anymore. Oh, okay, hold down the button, charge up the projectile and just try and like get that to connect. That would be interesting. Like there could be a bit more going on with whips at this point. We've had trick weapons in Bloodborne, which gave us the juicy peace cutter. It gave lots of people peace because they died. I mean, what? The beast cutter. That is such a great example of a whip. The hitboxes, the swings that weapon has are just really good hitboxes. They're really nice. Especially when the AI uses it. But like when you could, if we could get something like that even if it wants to be that weighty, and maybe you hold it down and it genuinely does like switch, like the whip would benefit from that sort of mechanic. A hold where you switch the weapon, shoot a flinging projectile, or you transform the weapon into a sword for a little bit and you switch it back to a whip. Just don't do the threaded cane, because the threaded cane was arse. No one likes the threaded cane. Nobody. And if you do, you're not real. Okay, you're a filthy liar. You're a filthy liar and a fraud. Oh, no. Yeah, there's definitely some ways they can fix whips. Or at least make them a lot more like, whoa. Like, there's not a single whip in the game that you're like, oh shit, whoa. I forgot to mention the Fire Giant's whip this whole time. But his whip alone is also one of those ones that could have been a whoa. But after like 4 patches or something for it, they actually made it so you could roll out of the skill. And that's the best thing that happened to it. It truly is. It's the best thing that's happened to it. And it's still never used ever by anyone. I think I've seen it like once in PvP. Because for some reason, the spinning animation just isn't the full hitbox. I want to become a tornado of death. Let me actually become a tornado of death, not a frontwards cone hitbox of death. Like, if you know what I mean. Did I buff with this? Oh, I don't even know. Oh, my chest. Sorry, I'm just thinking of becoming a Beyblade right now. You'll have to excuse me, mate. You'll have to excuse me. Now, let me hit your leg before my buff wears out. And let's see how much we do it. Oh, 4,000. See, like, that's what I'm trying to say. It can do a lot of damage. It really can. Look at that. Boom. It can be good. And then as soon as you, like, kind of stop, it really falls off. It just... There's a log in that bone. Yeah, it's really odd how it balances. Like, look at that. 300. Now we're back to, like, absolute Lukaka. I know we broke the chain and stuff. Don't pancake me. But yeah, it's... If they also added a skill, maybe for whips, where you could rapidly increase your hit rate with just one of them, maybe the skill is like, kind of like the flail's little twirly thing, or wild strikes, or, you know, something like that. Still haven't poisoned him. I love this. I love this game. Yeah, like, if you can increase the hit rate to improve the status build up so you can start running that a bit more in, like, the build, that'd be fantastic. We got the bleed and stuff off the rip, and now it's like, where's the next bleed? Where's it at? Where are we at with that? But again, there's the status brought on by the Mimic. And you got to remember as well, guys, Mimic is here buffing our damage. Does it feel juicy? Because it ain't feeling that juicy to me. It is juicy, but it ain't that juicy. He still ain't poisoned. Oh, fuck. Oh, there you go. The poison finally procced. Holy shit. Did the Rotten Vicinity even proc? Because I don't have the buff. So I poisoned him and then... is he still not poisoned? Did the poison wear out? Or maybe he's poison immune? I know he's not rot immune. I know you can rot him. Is he that resistant? 300? Oh. We haven't bled him in so long the bleed pool's fallen off. Oh, fuck. Spear problems. Where's the fireballs he summoned in? I heard them. Maybe the mimic got him, you know, with his face. There's the poison! And I didn't get the right vicinity buff. Oh no, or war off again. I don't know. I love this build. Honestly though, it is still the best. It's objectively the best. The AR is the best. It's the best you can do. It's the best I can do one-handed a turd. For AR, specifically. Again, I'm a fan of whips. I do like them. They're like, when I'm feeling like I want something different, or I want to like kind of handicap myself, I think of whips. And I'm like, nice, let's do a challenge run. Do I want to use a torch? Do I want to use a whip? And then I typically go for something like a torch, because people see the torch and like, ugh, can't use that. Can't be using a torch. Yes, I can. And I shall. Yeah, I'm gonna show him up. Show him up with a torch, man. Bring him the torch pole. Bring that fire scorpion charm. Oh, God. Scorpion charms. Oh. Scorpion charms are interesting. They actually are, because their percentage buff boost isn't actually that good. Let me look it up.
Very well.
Fire scorpion charm. Or at least I remember it being kind of mid. I remember it being like 8% or something. Yeah, it's 12%. But then you take 10% more damage. This admittedly doesn't sound too bad. But if you are here watching my streams, where I have bull goat trousers, gauntlets, and then bleed buffing helmet, and jump attack buffing chest piece, I get one shot by just about everything from here with like 80 vigor. So most builds are just gonna die if they put that on. You will just die. You will just die. And it's like, is 12% worth basically toggling the I want to be insta-kill modifier? Not really. Just run the one where you're at full HP, you get 10% more damage. Just run that. The Ritual Sword Talisman. You know? Or Shard of Alexander, just do more damage. There you go, boom. If you're using skills, that is. Or go ahead and, like, genuinely run the bleed one, give yourself a 20% boost, and just stab yourself in the chest for, like, a sliver of damage. Yeah, the damage that Seppuku used to do to yourself definitely made Seppuku an obvious choice no matter what. But at least now it is a slight chunk. You know, it's a slight beefy chunk. Guys, I shall. BRB real quick. Burn. See you in a second. I will be back in a second. One second.
Thank you for guiding me here. The one who walks alongside flame shall one day meet the road of destined death. Goodbye.
Hello. Nice to see ya. Oh baby, oh baby. Sorry. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, like, if I'm gonna be totally honest, I'm a little bit dreading Elden Beast. And Radigan, like, is at the end of the day, I didn't, like, most of the time when I'm at work, it's not that I don't like streaming. It's like last week, I love streaming. But I just don't have as much energy when I'm at the end of the work day and I come on and stream like this. So it's like, man, do I really want to sit here and fight Radigan? It's going to take so long. Like, I think he has like 40,000 health or something, doesn't he? And if I'm doing 2,000 damage jump attack, I've got to hit jump attack like 20 times. Oh, it's gonna be so bad. Like, I might even put on like the holy resistant fucking talisman just because I can't get the bleed buff. I might do it. I might do it just so I can like survive a bit longer, because I know I'm gonna 1, get greedy, 2, probably get 1 shot, especially if I get clipped by the big hammery AoE, because I'm still really rusty and I've only dodged that. Like, I've only had the opportunity to dodge it once. Yeah, we dodged it. But I'm probably going to get smacked. Like, I could see myself getting smacked. Goodness gracious. It's going to be interesting. Of course, we could Raptors missed it. I think if you Raptors missed it, it probably lingers long enough that you actually get smacked. But yeah, like at my current vigor, I'm going to keep pumping vigor. You may be like, Twiggy's 5 HP. Yeah, mate. When you get 1 banked, I want that to be a 99% of my health that they're taking, not 100%. Thank you very much. I'm looking for that. Please, just don't kill me. Stat to increase. The vigor. Don't kill me. Just weaken me. Kill me later. Let me just roll 1 more time and feel like I had a chance. Yeah. You know, that jump attack whiffs with every other weapon in the game. That's why the whip's good. Proved it right there. But no, range of the whips has never been up for debate. Like, it is the best. It is the best. And in turn, the AR has to be... Like, actually, no, AR is not the right word or thing to be talking about. It should be DPS, a stat we can't see. Damage per second. The DPS with the whips are the worst because the range is the best. But I think it's just not a good trade, especially when you get to the end game with new game plus cycles. We're going as high as 7. It just feels rough. Like, you're going to see it here. I think it's going to really start showing here that even with, like, I'm going to try poison them both too. Like, we're going to try here. It's just going to get rough, man. This is not going to be good. I'm hoping it's good, but I don't think it's going to be good. Let's summon in the Mimic with the Arumi. There's a poo-poo. My chest! Oh my god. So there's already 2 chugs. Sacrifice to the gods. Okay? And then, yeah. Oh god. Nice. There goes half my health. As expected, though. It can be difficult, yeah. Oh, the recoveries weren't as good as I thought. Honestly, me, 99% of the time when I use this weapon. Was not... Look. Whip benefits. Whip benefits, baby. Fucking hell, the damage is low. Overkill. Mimic, you're so awesome. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Okay. Flask of Wonder. Let's rebuff ourselves. I'm actually going to give myself Golden Valve for damage reduction. Is that painful? Alright, here we go. We'll be fine. It's so difficult. He could have done a thrust on that, but he decided not to. What a kind child. I'm going for it because he's going to start buffing. Oh, no, he's not going to... He's going to summon his friend is what I'm trying to say. Don't fist me! 3 chugs. Yeah. Where's your friend? You should summon him in already. You should. I'm waiting. I've been waiting this whole time. That is it now? How about now? I don't know why I pivoted. Struggles of whip meta. And even then, no free healing left. You know, I got hit like 3 or 4 times. one to misjudged recoveries. It's so weird. I've been using it for the whole playthrough, as you guys know, but there's something about like doing this, I just misjudge. Or like even the follow-up, like how long it really takes. Like it just doesn't feel like it should take as long as it does. And outside of the boss fight, yeah, it's fine. But it's like those tiny millisecond decisions during a fight that I don't know what it is with me and the whip personally. Maybe you guys don't get it. Just, I always feel like I have time to do it, and I never do. And not only by a little bit, by a fucking ton. I misjudge it by a ton, man. The only other weapon I really misjudge like that with is the regular hammers. Because for some reason they have the exact same problem with their LBs, where you go like swing, 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 swing. It's almost the exact same swing speed and animation style. Like it's a horizontal, vertical, a vertical, horizontal, double, vertical swing sort of thing. And yeah, hammers have the exact same weird issue because of that. It staggers the swings. Twin blades have it, but you know what twin blades have? High hit rates, so it kind of alleviates the entire problem. With their jump attack specifically. If you see someone using a twin blade, they're jumping. They're jumping with it. Unless it's like Eleanor's polearm or something, and then they lean into the skill. Which admittedly, low-key, no hate, I do find a little cringe. I do find it a little bit. Just because it's so bad. Like, I hate how much you have to run away with it. Yeah, you know, the running back. I'm gonna heal. I thought he'd breathe fire, but he decided he wasn't going to. You know, every playthrough I fight this dragon. Do you know how terrified I actually am to fight him right now? Because the whips are so iffy. Truly terrified. Because the recovery is so long, he's going to one-shot my ass. Fucking hell. It's so expensive. Like, another thing. Like, I'm not realizing I have no stamina, bro. Well, is it just me? I don't know, man. I feel like I have, like, no stamina after 3 swings. 3! I get 3 swings in, and it's done. Like, yeah, really. It's like 3 swings, and you have no more stamina. And I'm at 60 endurance. If you were running like 40 or 25, you'll get like 2 swings in and your guy is fucking winded, bro. Can't swing these things anymore. Gosh, man. Yeah. Whips are okay. Whips are fine. You know, earlier I mentioned the best playstyle with them is a patient one. It's why it clashes with my brain. It really is. You're really, if you like playing patiently, whips really are good. They're good. They will work. Oh my god. I'm gonna die, literally. I'm gonna fucking die. I feel so scared all the time. This is it. I'm out of stamina. Wait 1 second. This is it. Okay, we still haven't bled him yet. This is it. He didn't bleed. Why? 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 These whips have 115 bleed build up. I have 80 arcane. Like, I can't pump their bleed stat any higher. Oh, fuck, man. I couldn't even get the first swing on the LB off. It's so frustrating. It's like, it is so hard to explain. Like, obviously, I could judge it better, but it feels like, even when you hit LB, like, your guy has to do this stupid fucking pose first. It's, you like, you know him lifting his arm up to, like, pull the whip back. My brain, I think what it is my brain just doesn't try and calculate that into the swing. Because straight swords and literally, like, every other weapon, you just fucking swing. Your guy isn't, like, having to pull the weapon back, then bring it forwards. That's called a heavy. Okay? That's called doing a heavy. The lights are like heavies, and the heavies, fucking hell, like, they're on another level. They're a skill, and then the... oh. Yeah. You know, the Arumi's charge heavy, though, is shockingly fast. Because it is a 2-hit, and you basically have, like, half the duration. And that's why the Arumi genuinely is very good. The charge heavy charging aspect is, like, halved. Usually it's but instead it's halved and it's, you know what I mean? And it's broken into the double swing. It was executed in the best way it possibly could. But it doesn't save the entire weapon class, sadly. There's some unique weapons in the game that have unique lights. For example, the Beast Curved Sword's jump light has a unique light. Gives it an extra hit. It's very interesting. I look forward to that being something for the whips in the DLC. But with like its regular combos. I really do. I think it'll be juicy. Yeah. Kind of similarly to Medea's katana in Dark Souls 3. You know how that katana just has a really high hit rate? Swing, 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 swing. And that big overhead swing, which is like the moon veil. Yeah, give me something like that. Even if it's a skill, maybe it's a stance. There's a lot that can go on. Oh, I'm excited for it. And it's why the DLC announcement is so fun. Like, the potential for me to actively want to use certain things is increased. I want to use hammers. I want to use whips. I also want to use like bows a little bit more as well. Like that machine gun bow looks kind of interesting. That's going to be good for status build up. That's what we want to see. You know, these things are gonna hopefully be pretty good. Because funnily enough, the Evelyn used to be meta. But that is so 2008 and Dark Souls, and that's not like a it's the 2008. Like it's like the pulley bow in this game that exists, but it's just still not enough. Like you're better off just trying to run a one-shot great bow with the Radahn skill Ash of War, and like trying to cheese people like that. I'm dead. I'm not dead yet. I was gonna say this isn't gonna do enough, and then I'm gonna get pancaked. Oh. Malekith, I genuinely am so shocked because I think my frame rate tanked, and then I was like, whoa, he actually like I have the most skewed angle I've ever seen. I don't want it to target my mimic. Don't front flip either, just don't do it. Don't subscribe to it. Oh my god. It's truly impossible to get 3 LBs off with this fucking weapon in a real life PvE experience. It is so impossible. Like, I'm trying here with Mimic baiting this man. Baiting him. I'm trying. Like, I don't even know if you could get it with the Blasphemous Claw parry. Oh. Anyone thought I would, like, maybe just... It's the wind-ups, bro. I keep saying it. Like, it's the wind-ups. They, like, I did it because I was like, oh, he's dead. No, the whip, you have to do this stupid pose, like, as you do it, like, you guys have to, like, I get it's a whip, and I totally get it, but it's like, oh, man, like, my brain does not calculate that whole thing that, like, no other weapon classes does. Like, you just light with everything else, you just attack. It's like, 200 milliseconds tops. This is, like, okay, maybe, like, 200 milliseconds. The other ones are, like, 50 to 100 milliseconds. It's that tiny little bit. It's just making me fuck up every freaking time, dude. Makes me sad. makes me just beyond sad. I'm gonna poison him this time. But no, truly, I want him to Blasphemous Claw. I want to Blasphemous Claw him, and I want to see if we can get 3 LBs off. Is it actually even possible, mate? Is it even possible? Because I'm not sure if it is. I ain't sure if it is. I want it to be. Fucking hell, the recoveries are so long. Oh my god, that's so funny. I actually, like, in my brain, I was like, there's no way he hits me if I do this, honestly. It's pretty safe. It's not actually safe. I thought it was safe. There's like, I've calculated it as a, yeah, there's no way. Hell yeah, there is. Oh my god, I'm trash today, guys. I'm sorry, I'm so bad. It doesn't help. Stop running. Arumi. Oh wait, shit. Oh my god, please, I just want to parry you. I want to see if I can get 3 LBs off. It's for science. I'm always talking about science with chat. Oh, my face. Please. I am so curious. Stop. Stop. I'm waiting. Yeah, now target me. Now let me get 3 LBs off. For science. I think you definitely could, and he wouldn't be able to punish you. I think. I don't think he could jab out of it, but he was definitely finishing his stun. And I was like a pixel off getting smashed in the face. It was really tight, and my butt cheeks were clenched when he started to lower that sword onto my face. I was like, please, please, please. My whole screen became his sword. But we didn't get hit, and yes, you can do it. So the Blasphemous Blade parry animation is basically like the only thing you can really do to get 3 LBs off with this thing. 3! 3! Swing, swing, swing! I think you could get maybe like 4 charged heavies with a colossal sword in the same window, and obviously all the benefits that come with that. Maybe a poise break, more swings. Oh my god, I didn't even talk about that at all. There is not been a single poise break today outside of Margit, and then you can't get critical hits with a whip. Oh, you'd think after rambling for an hour and a half, I would have already covered that. But yes, poise damage is not only really low with the whips, you can't even counter on it anyway. If they were designed to be one of the best support weapons in the game, they should add either a higher poise break value, which would feel a bit weird admittedly, or they could add like a constrict mechanic where you hit someone multiple times with a whip and they just do a minor stun or something, and the idea is the whip has restricted their movements. Maybe they get like a 10%, 15% movement debuff or something, which by the way wouldn't really do much, but I mean like actual swing speeds or something. Or maybe their recovery frames are increased. Maybe they have like some tired animation, but do you know what? Doing that for every boss is so unrealistic. It's just not going to happen for something like the whip. Maybe for the next game, it would be a really nice change. Something like that. Gideon should actually be a good example for roll catching. It should be a good example. We should see Gideon try and weasel his way out of my low DPS. And in return, he will suffer a death by 1,000 slashes. It'll be very, very juicy. Yeah, so that is the plan. That is the plan. I think we'll do a nice juicy big buff. We'll do a nice juicy buff at the start. Walk in there, do a jump attack with the Arumi with the Royal Knight's Resolve, and then switch and try and start to like set up the poison for more damage, you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that will be the plan. I'm actually gonna Golden Vow as well, because he's probably not gonna die, and then I am low-key gonna be terrified of his spells because they do hit like a freaking truck on New Game Plus 7, because the devs probably heard the Gideon's EVZ complaints, and all of a sudden now we have to just god, pain. Hopefully the buff lasts long enough for me to run over. Like, don't run out, buff. Was that it? Oh god. He's chat. This is why hammers are better. That is why it's good, and that's why whips are good for PvP. Look at that range, and a real life player being locked onto is definitely what like the game is designed around when it comes to the whip and its range. Like even during the boss fights, I don't know if you saw like a few of my roll lights, like you can see how far it goes, and I was definitely close enough, but it would just whiff. Don't know why, but when you're fighting like someone like Gideon or a real life player, the range is so juicy. And it is very oppressive, and it is very good. And if you do have a dual wield whip and then like a backup heavy thrusting sword or something like that, or you know, just like a one-handed weapon, something you use in one hand, yeah, you could definitely do some really saucy stuff. Especially when you combine that in with the Arumi's charge heavy. If you can't tell if they're going to come close or if they're backing up and you don't want to commit to an LB, you know, that charge heavy can do that nice little hook and then a massive thrust. Yeah, it's all pretty good. Yeah, I actually like that. That was good. That was a nice little showcase of why it is actually, why the whip is definitely useful for PvP. It's probably its best aspect. But there is some situations, guys, where as a whip user, you'll feel like you can't do anything because of these stupid wind-ups on like the dual wield. Like, if you're online, you can react. It's reactable. It's so reactable. Especially if you're half paying attention. So yeah, just keep that in mind, I guess. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna golden vow. I was gonna use the commander stand, but I'm probably gonna get suplexed with these recovery frames. So, yeah. Probably gonna get freaking suplexed, and if there's a chance I'll survive, I will take those chances. I'm gonna attack him instantly, so with curved swords, and even great hammers, you can, off this cutscene, do a run jump attack and roll out before you get hit by his axe. If I get hit, it'll be, I would, it's obviously from experience and not actually like the data. But it will be a very big sign that it will have the longest recovery frames. Hey Jordan, just catching the end of the live stream. But by the way, this is going to be long as fuck because whips. Oof. Well, you're going to see the AR. It's good, and actually, luckily this boy bleeds. But from after this, Radigan, Elden Ring, not looking forward to it.
Long and hard didst thou fight.
I thought so. How whatever you just said. What he said.
Earned by the grace of gold.
The grace. Oh, YouTube chat. I'm so sorry. I've made a mistake. You know what? I've just neglected my YouTube today. I didn't pop out the chat. So I'm tired today, man. I'm sorry, guys on YouTube. I didn't have it docked. There you go. I can see you now, but it's already too late. I know it is. You were like, there, I'm being ignored. I ain't hanging out here. Bitch, you wasn't being ignored. You were being forgotten about. It's completely different. Oh god, I'm not doing myself any favors. Yeah, no, I literally completely botched it. I didn't go live, and then I forgot to pull out the chat, and then here I am, just... What would you guys like to see next? What do you think about the DLC? For me, it looks like a whole new game. Apparently, I heard it's basically the same size as Limgrave, which must be bullshit, otherwise that's depressing. Because Limgrave is fucking tiny. It takes like 2 minutes to cross it. But no, I'm very optimistic, especially like with the weapons design and stuff. It looks very useful, very cool. Like all the stuff looks great in terms of like utility. Oh my god, the stamina. Oh, I was really hoping you just wouldn't follow up. I literally just gambled it and everything. I've got an itchy everything, mate. I haven't seen this man buff in one of these streams ever. Oh, that third LB! I nearly got it off! If you guys are just turning up, I've been trying so hard to get that third LB with the whip. It's impossible. It's honestly not really possible in like any boss fight. Oh. I was half expecting the floor thing to spawn, even though it wasn't like, I don't know. Please don't pancake me! Yeah. Oh, let's buff it up, guys. Check this out. Oh, the damage is so bad for 2 whips, bro. Eat my trickle damage. 80 arcane. 80 dex. The best AR whips in the game. Hell yeah. Boom. Spank your little boo, won't I? Oh. Yeah. Ah. Death by 1,000 whips. I waited so much. I got Lords of the Fallen to kill time. I think that's actually kind of a good move. I have fun with it. It's a little bit buggy, of course, but it's really good. Yeah, I'm very excited for the DLC. I thought when it was like the developer or the director said it's about the size of Limgrave, I was like, no, it's fucking not. Literally, I don't even need to look at the project. It's fucking not. It's probably marketing to try and temper expectations just so when people get into it, they get mind blown. But no, I don't think there's any objective way that it can be true. The DLC was basically in development off the rip. The Elden Ring took 6 years to develop, and everything's already done for the DLC, including story. It's already written up. So all you had to do was build upon existing mechanics. All you had to do is build upon existing mechanics, and yeah, it's like you telling me that they could only make Limgrave in 1/3 of the development time of the base game, where they had to basically do every system, including all the bug testing, and then on top of that, all the world design and story writing, again, took them like 6 years. This is like 2.5 years, 2 years if they didn't start straight away when Elden Ring launched. By the time it launches, like, there's no fucking way it's the size of just Limgrave. Mate, that's fucking stupid. It should be the size of Limgrave, Lunaria, Caelid, then, you know, no underground or something like that. Or maybe Limgrave, Weeping Peninsula, Caelid, underground section, maybe an above ground section. Because, you know, you've still got Fire Tops of Giants, Concentrated Snowfield, Haligtree, Farm Azula, underground zones. All the caves, and then think of all the development they had to do into making these sections, hero graves, all the chariot coding, all of the yeah, there's just no fucking way. There's no way it's the size of Limgrave. I think it's just trying to downplay it, because if it is, it's only $10 cheaper than the actual base game. So you're telling me I'm paying for like 1/10 of Elden Ring for $10 less? No, I'm definitely not. Like, not, I will buy it, but no, there's definitely not what's happening. It is bigger. There's no fucking way. And that is not copium, because I don't think it even makes sense that you would have so little. Maybe you could say it's really dense as well. That I would totally understand. But then it's going to feel like Dark Souls in Elden Ring. Hi there, buddy. Take this. My butt's wore out. Just going through the door transition. Nice resolve, baby. Oh, my God. All right. We'll be fine. Yeah. Get poisoned. Feel that. Do you feel poisoned yet? Yeah. Yeah. I end up having, you know, in all my builds as well, I just want to throw this out there as we're near the end, I have never had to do like the one-hand RBs, or like I so rarely feel the need. The RBs with the one-handed whip are like core to making this thing even work, including like with roll attacks. Like there's so many roll attacks, you can't do a roll LB. You have to do the roll RB, which feels awful because I just don't have to deal with other weapon classes. Yeah. Right here. Like, anyone else still dodge it like that? I've been doing it like that since launch, but I know I don't have to do so much spinning. I just do. It's locked in. Bro, stop being a filthy spammer. You're playing like someone using a katana. Jesus Christ. That was such a cheeky little jab he did. Like, bruh. Anyone think it hitting a bit like a wet noodle? You could have stomped, sorry. Slammed. Fucking hell, I'm getting bored. Radigan, I love you. Oh my God, I thought I'd just top up just to do something with all the dead air. Goodness gracious. Ah! I'm gonna summon in a mimic. Summon in me mimic. Never thought I'd see the day. Alright, let's go. Look how much it does. This is where whips really do fall off though, guys. These last two bosses, and hopefully this shows. Look at that. It's awful. Even with the best AR. 1,000 damage. It's not even 1,000. It's 99 bloody 9. Oh, God. Oh, gosh. is, yeah. It's still, like, obviously, Elden Beast, you know, he's going down here, but you know what you're not going to get with whips? A poise break. You know what you're not going to get with whips? A status here, because they don't have any unique, like, whoa, status with whips for the low AR. Whoa, that would be awesome. No. It's just... I wish I could stagger him out right now. Even with my Mimic, it's like, nope, not happening. Oh, I haven't dodged half of these attacks in years. Oh, it feels weird. Whoa, I'm like, wow. Alright, wait here, Mimic, I got you, brother. Power. Alright, it's going for my poor Mimic. My Mimic! Why you gotta do him like that, bro? Yeah, that's with Knight's Resolve, baby. Oh, Mimic, watch out! Oh, wait, Mimic. How did you do that? How did my Mimic do that? That's crazy. Come on, guys, break his poise. I'm sure it's possible with the whips. I'm sure they seriously patched the poise value breaking. Like, what the fuck? How is this not enough whips, with Mimic included, to poise break him one bloody time? Come on. I did from an into Miyazaki. I think. Sorry. If I'm not wrong, it lands where Marika originated from. Well, people are just chatting shit, honestly. No one knows. But I think my point's the best. Because obviously I made it. And you should listen to me and not some random idiot online. Because I have all the photographic memory. There is already that building that looks like Ranni's Tower. It literally, like, look at the initial shot. You can see Ranni's Tower, basically. And I think that's intentional. It's literally called Shadow of the Erdtree. It must be the Erdtree. And if it isn't the Erdtree, it's another land's Erdtree. Okay, then... and it's another whole land that just looks really similar. Or it's a dream of Mikola, of his, like, interpretation on the world, or something like that. Or it's just, oh, this is a really awkward spot. Or by Shadow of the Erdtree, it just means it's like an alternate version of the current world. It would also, does that not, like, make sense, you know? It's a different land, sure, but it could be a land inside of Mikola's dream. Like, come on. A land inside Mikola's dream. Like, why are you getting so fixated on the fact that he said land? He didn't say island. You know? Lands between, like, in itself. The lands between. The biomes in Elden Ring are lands. The lands between. Outside of the lands between is where Horaloo is sent. I can't remember what it's called. It's got a name. So it could be a biome. And I just think it's probably a different land inside Mikola's dream, overshadowing the current map with the Shadow of the Erdtree. How is that going to work? You're going to go into Mohg's palace, touch Mikola's arm, he's going to pull you in, it's shown at the start of the trailer, or something like that, and then you're either going to time travel forwards, time travel backwards, go into Mikola's dream, and it's based on the current map. Maybe it will be flipped or something, just to trip you out a little bit. Or be upside down, or something like that. Or maybe you'll go through it in reverse, in terms of geographical shape. But do you think they'd also make an entire new land and not repurpose the current one? No, that seems a bit weird. Especially when if you change like the spawns and the designs and we've got the Death Bog. Where's the Death Bog? It's in a cave. Where's the Poison Bog? It's in a cave.
Of how tarnished
in Lunaria. So another, like, there's so many similarities. Oh, it's not a poison bog underneath the Lunaria thing where the altar chapel thing is. It's gonna be the Death Bog. This and again, there's the Stormvale Castle looking place with the big staircase going to it. That big castle shot. It's the Stormvale Castle. The staircase is where you fight Margit. It's just going up into Stormvale. To me, I mean, it just makes sense as well. Like from a design, asset perspective, delete everything on the map, put new things on map. DLC. Shadow of Erdtree. Shadow of current map. Current Erdtree exists. You know. And the fact you get that from Moog's Palace. You're telling me we're going to go into Moog's Palace and then we're going to end up on a neighbouring island. A neighbouring land. Right. I just don't buy that. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Okay, you're gonna go up to the beach in Limgrave and there's gonna be a person with a boat. I could see that for getting to a different land. But why would our character go to a different land when they just came from a different land? In the story, like what? Oh yeah, I came to the lands between to fuck off. Like, the DLC can't take place after the main game. But, like, it won't do that because it's like, after the main game, it's not like, it's kind of like a Fallout New Vegas post-game state. It treats it as if you are in the main game still, but it's just like, yeah, okay, you did the last quest. You could beat up Elden Beast and then just not do the Marika statue, and, like, nothing changes. It's not like a... It's not a real quantify. I don't know how to explain it. It's just not a real big thing. The lands have already a lord, but the Erdtree's gone wrong, most likely. It's again, it's probably a different like world or a time travel jump or something like that. Dark Souls does time travel jumps. Bloodborne does transportation with Amygdala. And I'm actually not sure where is the. I'm just gonna go for it just for the memes. Oh. Where is it that you end up going into in Bloodborne? Because I understand it's all dreams and stuff, but Amygdala doesn't send you into a different dream, does it? Is it like a future past thing as well there? I don't actually know. But either way, redundant. Dark Souls has clearly done time travel and DLC being just like kind of adjacent to your existing landmass. They've never, it doesn't, I just don't think it would make sense to just warp you somewhere else. It doesn't follow From Software tradition, even though, again, I would like it. It would be cool. I just don't see it being a thing. My game sense, which is, let's be real, better than everyone's. Yeah, get it. Look, gosh, guys, calm down. Like, you know, my game sense is pretty fucking good. Especially this series and this IP being, like, the main thing I've done forever. This does not strike me as a different location. At all. Like, not even a little bit. Not even a baby bit. I think there's, like, as well, okay, if it's a different land, why is the Raya Lucaria man there? Oh yeah, it's a different island. We're going on a boat somewhere else, and oh look, there's the guy on the paintings from Raya Lucaria. Yeah, because he definitely left. He might have left. Well, still, you find him though. Like, there's a lot of conveniences. Or again, it's literally this tree, but it's in like some shadow realm. It's in Mikola's dream. It's in maybe it is literally, I mentioned it on my post, just a parallel world that's constantly active. You know, maybe it's literally in effect right now, but it's something like you take something, you do something, and it opens your eyes, kind of like Madness. We've already seen those parallels. And it opens your eyes to seeing this shadow or something. And then, yeah. Time travel's already been dabbled with. Parallel universes wouldn't surprise me. Or, again, time jump. Now you say it makes sense, because when you mention the Erdtree affecting a place is the lands in betweens in general. Yes, the lands between is the name of this whole everything. This is the lands between. Why would you? Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. There's two Erdtrees then, if they've corrupted the Erdtree. Shadow of the Erdtree. Oh yes, we're going to that one over there, guys. There's two Elden Beasts. Like, waddles off to another continent, then what the fuck is the Elden Ring plot and everything? Like, the lands between is clearly, like, the biggest landmass, the core of the world of Elden Ring. There might be islands, but they're not that big. They are not prominent. They're not as advanced. Or at least that's what I gather. It just doesn't... Hopefully, like, I've kind of showcased my point. And I'm seeing people talk about online, and I'm like, honestly, this is like the most out of touch shit I've ever seen. For the most part. At least I see it as out of touch based on everything I just said. I like, unless there's like more lore to it, And we have lore on Mesmer, which by the way, I've never heard his name in any of the lore. Maybe it's photos or something like that in a certain area that's like, oh yeah, okay, this guy, he's not mentioned in the item description by the name of Mesmer, but maybe he is referenced as a different character name. Like, you can kind of see the Relicaria man on like the Carrion time turner thing, timepiece that Rani gives you. Stuff like that. You see like paintings of him, and maybe there is a reference to a guy that leaves, but it's not him by name, and it's like, okay, that's how you know. Yeah, everything else does not scream it to me. Also, how are you gonna get Deathblight when Prince Sausage Face here in Castle? This guy is the Deathroot Prince, man. What's it called? Fucking Deathblight. Deathblight King's right here. Oh yeah, we're going to the DLC and we're gonna get more Deathblight. In the DLC, it's gonna be over here to the right. No, it's not gonna happen, because how's Deathblight gonna get there? Oh, there's not gonna be any Deathblight in the DLC then, because it doesn't make sense if it was somewhere else. Oh, I'm so smart. Oh yeah, Deathblight's actually so common everywhere else, and the Erdtree's golden light prevented it until the god died, man. Yeah, take that, Godwin. Moving on. But like, there's the Haligtree, so maybe it's another one. That's true, that's true. Haligtree's true, right? But I've heard that the Haligtree is made by Miquella, who's also an Empyrean, and an Empyrean through the Elden Ring being provided, like a fragment being provided to him to begin with. Am I wrong with that? Haligtree is made by Miquella, or it's strongly emphasized that it's a kingdom brought up by Miquella, like maybe, but it's not called Shadow of the Haligtree. It's called Shadow of the Erdtree. And the Erdtree is in the middle of the map. Not the shadow of the tree down the road. Over there, on that island down there. Might even get to see what's under the clouds in the middle of the map. Yeah, guys, like, genuinely, what if the DLC is just the right cone of the map after you take some illusion dubious dealings? And the map, like, I could show you on the map real quick. Okay, imagine this for the DLC. Limgrave is what they said is the size of the DLC. What I see as being, like, potentially more possible, and by the way, this would totally make it a new land. Alright? Even though it's literally right here. This is a C shape. The map is a curly curve. DLC just ends up being, like, right here, and it just kind of mirrors this bit here. This curve. Or something, you know, just flip it down the middle. So flip it from like the cloud to the right. Kalid's kind of a bit of an issue there, but it just attaches to like Kalid's and it connects up to like here. Hey look, the DLC covers the right side of the map. The Haligtree and stuff is still right here. You can see it in the distance. It's just like how you see it in the trailers. And you unlock this map after you get given an item to like open your eyes, maybe from Miquella's hand or something. It's maybe like not an illusion world, but you know, it's there, or something, you know, dream essence. They could make something up. New DLC weapon, Ocean of Blood. Rivers of Blood be fucking quaking. It's a greatsword version and it swings wave twice the oomph. But like, even that makes more sense than a new map suggestion. Why would they want to make you open the map and press like RB to open like the other map? Or something like that. It not only is it like a bit frustrating from a UI design, you have to like design that, you have to implement that UI and make sure it's bug free. You then have to go and create a new whole like cell for the new map or whatever. It probably increases the file size significantly, because now you've got two maps and they both have to like they're probably like not being added to an existing like thing. I imagine that takes a bit more storage and stuff. I don't know, but it just seems like a lot more work. A mirror world, yeah, like a mirror. A shadow, you could say. A something like that, you know what I mean? It's a shadow, an illusion. It was in the shadow all along, but you couldn't see it. I'm not crazy, guys. I'm leaning on that shadow naming, but I think it's quite important. The shadow of... Like, you got to be in the shadow of the main tree. Like, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. And best thing, potential with that idea, is if you got to the north end of it, you might be able to get to the fire tops of the giants early, and then I won't have to do that stupid, shitty, tedious run. Add one more, like, rune boss there. So you could maybe not do Morgott. You'd have to make it back to Morgott, actually, to get into the Haligtree, but maybe have another entrance to the Haligtree on that side. You could have, like, 2 ends. Maybe have it, like, connect around, like, over here, like, with the Shadow Realm. Because you got to remember, this picture isn't... It is where the tree is, but the tree's, like, right here. The tree's, like, right here. You can have it connect from the other side. Have it just mirror it in this direction. Curve around or something. You could do something. You could do something. I think it'll be cool. I think it's interesting. It's a nice idea. I'm curious to see how it goes. It's why I'm excited. I am excited. But I'm not hyped. It's really weird. Thank you for the sub. I'm not hyped, but I am excited. Because even though I've seen everything, it's still quite far away. And I don't really want to think about it. Because if I don't think about it, I can forget it. And then when the DLC comes out, I'll be fucking shocked at what I see because I can't bloody remember what I saw in the trailer. It's a win. It's a win. Yeah, I wish I wasn't super drained yesterday. As soon as I got home from work, the trailer had like dropped when I was in work, and I was like, oh great, I love that. Now I can just sadly not cover it, which is what I've been wanting to do this whole time. And then it's like, okay. Oh, actually, this does make a good point. When's June 21st? That's when it drops, right? June 21st. What day is that? Am I at work? 21st. It's a Friday. I might be at work, but I'll be able to live stream all weekend. Bless. Yeah, it was, I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, it was a little bit sad, but it's fine at the same time. Do you guys want me to cover a specific weapon class next time on like this little series we're doing? But we can keep talking about it for sure. Best thing from the trailer is definitely the spells, though. Do you know that big orange bear that roared halfway through the trailer? If you actually look at the base of the neck, you can see the character model. That's a roar spell, similar to Grail's roar, but it's a bear version. Kind of pointless, a little bit disappointed in that aspect because there's no way it's the better than it, or it will just be better than it, and then Grail's roar is just shit, and then it will be like, buy the DLC for the good version. I wonder how that's going to go, but yeah, you can see the character at the base of it, so it's either the character, our player character using that, or it's another NPC. I'm excited because I feel like it's going to be what we need. It's definitely what we need. If it's the size of Limgrave, I'll be depressed. Hopefully it's really vertical. If that is the case, and it's like, so 3 a level, but then you got another lower level, and then it's like, yeah, maybe that would be kind of cool. The hippo looked awesome. Yes, it did. It looked very, very sick. I like everything about it. Everything about it is so good. I want to see maybe 50 new bosses. And I mean, like maybe 25, 30 new bosses, and then some other side ones. Because again, you got to remember, all the character models, all of the rigs they can use, and then just kind of rework them a bit. All the elements are done. All of the base game spells are done. I just kind of want more. I know like 50 bosses, you may be like, Twig, calm down. We're spending £40. Base game was 50, and we got like, what, 125? That's less than half for basically the same price. With a small surface area. If you're going to make it dense, make that shit fucking dense. Or have less bosses, more mini bosses. Like, I mean that in like mini boss sense, but like maybe have like just lots of cool regular enemies that are kind of scary. I want to see a lot of enemy variety. Base game Elden Ring, that is a common complaint. Godric soldiers are the same as Radahn soldiers, basically. The same as Ray Lucaria soldiers, which are the same as the Haligtree soldiers, which are the same as the Capital soldiers. They're all just really the same, and it would be really good. And when I say 50 bosses or enemies or whatever, is what I really meant, sorry. You could just actually have some of them have unique elements across like their moveset. You know, maybe don't just have 2 types of knight, have like 10 types of knight or something, 8 types of knight, have them have actual different weapons, slightly different movesets, really keep it spicy, make it so when I go through the Haligtree and there's like the Scarlet Rotty knight, you know, the basically Melania's knights, that they aren't all using a sword or a spear. because that's all they have. Give them 7 weapons. You've got the weapons made. You've got loads of movesets with all these different weapons. Like, how many regular enemies use greatswords? You got Radahn's knights. Like, and I mean use it like a greatsword. Like, obviously you have the capital knights as well and stuff like that. There is like that one archetype. Okay. Is the Bloodhound Fang really considered a great sword? Yes. When the Bloodhound uses it though, is it like you're fighting a great sword? Not really. Like, I'm talking about experience wise. How many people use a whip? Hoslow. Like, there's no one really giving you that whip style of PvE gameplay is what I'm trying to say. Fist weapons. The guy who sells you prawns. I want someone that's like, I want some really spicy, unique combat encounters with weapon types that are more niche. The Reduvia guy is like the only guy with a dagger that's scary in the whole game. And he's in bloody Limgrave. Like, that swing speed, that aggression. I want like all these different like playstyles and stuff on the regular mobs. If that makes sense. I don't know. I hope I word that somewhat okay. Give us on our toes and scare us. Yeah, like I want to shit my pants. The whole world should be impacted somehow. Yeah, I would really love it as well if they are like, okay, we've added a new continent the size of Limgrave, and then we've updated the entire map and just put down new landmarks everywhere. That would be very good value. I would actually prefer that. Like I always say, Mountaintops of the Giant is so barren. Concentrated Snowfield, so barren. Outer Plateau is good, but then you've got Lunaria Lake, kind of barren. If they added like new cave holes, and like all around Lunaria, that like the water runs through, and there's like rivers and stuff that are like opening up. And I mean literal rivers, so you know, like there's a whole, like you go through this like foot-high cave of like river flowing. There's that river flowing area in Limgrave, north of Limgrave, you know, like with the pillars and the bats and stuff like that. That's really cool. You could do like that sort of cave design in Lunaria quite easily. I think that'd be cool. And yeah, even more underground areas would also be sick. But guys, anyway, we're talking about the DLC far too much. Sorry, stop it, you cheeky, I'm trying to fuck off. Do you mind? But no, I've been called for dinner like 10 minutes ago. It's probably cold now. It's all your fault. Thank you for watching. You're amazing. And yeah, I will see you guys probably tomorrow for best weapon bleed build something. Okay? Or if Bambi gets Exodus working, we'll probably do some co-op action. Okay? Gamers, see you all later. Have a good night. Elden Ring DLC hype. Let's go.